Hello and welcome back to my channel, or hi and welcome if you are new here. My name is Chloe Swift. I'm a professional hairstylist and hair care expert. Today I'm going to be bringing you another video on the ghd Duet Blow Dry. So I'm going to link my previous video below down in the description box. This was kind of my first video on Duet Blow Dry. I wanted to show you a non-pin side and a pin side, but I've had a few requests just to do a more in-depth tutorial, so really showing you how to dry the roots at the back, how to go a bit slower with it, and I'm also going to be showing you products that I use to get the best results, and yeah, how to achieve and get the best use out of your Duet Blow Dry. So let's get into it. Let's start off by saying, so Duet Blow Dry is a wet to dry styling product. So you want to be styling wet hair. When we say wet hair, we actually mean kind of more damp hair. So I have washed my hair today. It pretty much looks dry, but it is damp. So I washed this about an hour and a half ago now, I want to say. So it has naturally air dried a lot and I've got no products in it so far. You want to kind of have your hair damp, so your hair will only change shape from its alpha keratin, its kind of natural form and its natural shape, to beta keratin when the hair is already kind of 80% dry. So you only really need to be and want to be working with like a 20% dampness level for this product to work. It's soaking wet, it's just going to take so long. You need to take out a lot of that unbound moisture to start with. So unbound moisture is just kind of the water that's in your hair. Like, your hair doesn't retain unbound moisture, so pretty much all of that's gone now, and now we're just dealing with a little bit of unbound moisture that we need to get rid of. I'm going to talk you through the products that I pop into my hair, because products are so key and so essential to creating the best result and making your style last and hold. First up, I'm going to go in with the ghd Color Control. This is a leave-in conditioning spray. This one's particularly for coloured hair, but this does contain your heat protection. So first up, I would say everyone needs to be popping in some form of leave-in conditioning heat protective spray. Next, I'm going in with the Virtue Flourish. This is a blow dry cream and I've been loving using this lately. So it is kind of a hybrid between hair care but also hair styling. So this also protects from heat. It also helps to smooth out your hair as well, because it is a cream, so it's really smoothing and hydrating. What it also does is plump up your hair, so it's great for these kind of blow dry brushes. Plump up your hair, make the ends look thicker and fuller. So yeah, it's kind of a hybrid hair care, but also it does have styling benefits. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. Next, I'm going to go in with an oil. I always use an oil. So this is the L'Oreal Professional Metal Detox Oil. I quite like this oil because it's kind of like quite serum-y in texture. Again, this actually protects from heat. So I'm kind of tripling up on the protection here, but the more the better. If you're just using one product, there's always going to be some places where it's probably missed that kind of area of hair. Oil also just really hydrates, smooths, nourishes, adds shine. So it also has a lot of styling benefits, but I definitely say it goes under hair care. Now on to the two styling products that I absolutely love for doing anything with volume, with bounce, and to hold the hair. So both of these have a hold factor. So these products go under hair styling rather than hair care. You can see here this Maria Nila volume spray. You've got a hold factor of 4 out of 5 there. The colour Wow, this doesn't actually kind of detail that it has any hold factor on the bottle, but it definitely has a hold factor. So anything mousse, anything foam, volumizing, plumping, all of these products are going to have some sort of hold factor. And when you are blow drying any shape into the hair, and especially because this brush, we're trying to achieve volume, we're trying to achieve width, we're trying to achieve bounce, you need products with hold factor. If you're not using these and you're just kind of putting in the hair care, like the 3 products I used before, it's going to look really nice and glossy and shiny, but it just doesn't have any grip or grit, and it's just not going to last really in your hair. So first of all, we'll go in with the volume spray. This is an aerosol based volumizing spray. I think it's great for fine hair. You can see it's like the finest mist that comes out. It's so good for finer hair types. It doesn't weigh the hair down, it's not sticky, and just the root lift that you get from this is insane. It's so good. Every product we're putting on and into the hair, you have to bear in mind that is also kind of re-wetting the hair back down again, re-dampening the hair, going all throughout. So I'm going to take a section back here as well, just so I've got root lift around the crown. Colour Wow, this is the extra large bombshell volumizer. Give it a good shake. And then this is a foam based product. It looks like I'm putting in so much, but most of these products, they contain air. They're so like airy. Gently transfer a little bit into the other hand and then just rake that through the mid links and ends. I'm concentrating more on the mid links and ends because we've just put all the volume product into the root, so we don't really need any more at the root. We are well prepared with products. Duet Blow Dry. Something to keep by the side of you is a bag of clips because we want to be clipping everything up and out of the way, and a couple of big section clips as well because we need to be sectioning the hair as we go. I always like to take my first section, I kind of use my fingers here, level with the tops of the ears, and then I draw a line to the back of the head so the fingers meet, separate that hair, and then we're just going to twist and clip all of this up out of the way. And then you just want to break everything round to the front. So we've just got two sections to begin with, one on each side. So you can see how damp my hair is now. I definitely don't think this is too wet to go in and straight away start doing our technique. If your hair is super wet though and you just feel like you need to take a bit of extra moisture, you could literally just kind of go over and pass over the root a couple times first, for example. I want to go for big, bouncy, voluminous. So I'm going to come in, hold it right at the root here. You can take your time at the root because the root is thicker, it takes longer to dry, there's more hair at the root. And then I'm just going to glide that down. You are drying the hair as you're styling, so you need to be going over the hair 3 times, at least 3 times. It might take longer if you've got a thicker section or if you've got really thick hair. I really like rotating the brush in at the root. I've always got kind of one full wrap and one full rotation at the root. And now let me just check how dry that is. Yeah, that is pretty much dry. But now I'm just trying to get in the shape in. So in at the root, one full wrap. And now this time I want to glide upwards. I'm really tucking those ends under. And then I'm going to wrap all the way back up. Pause there just for a couple of seconds, unravel it a little bit, grab your root, and then you want to twist the brush out of the hair. And whilst it's still warm, straight away I'm going to go in, I'm going to grab a little silver pin, so I'll link these down below as well because these are so handy. Pop 2 fingers underneath that piece of hair, and then you're just wrapping it around. You're still keeping the shape that it's in, just kind of letting it naturally wrap around the finger. You're kind of not forcing it into a different shape. Got a perfect little circular barrel curl there. Take your pin and then you pin that through the hair. Voila! So as soon as that's in, and because it's still warm, it's now setting in that shape, and that's probably the most important thing to getting your Duet Blow Dry to give you these big bouncy. You've got the volume there and you've got the width, and it's going to actually last. Let me repeat pretty much the exact same on this other side, but I'm going to swap hands now because you can see that is in my right hand. If I want the same result on this side, I'm going to have to swap hands and go with my left hand here. So one full wrap, spending a little bit more time at the root, and then straight away I'm gliding up and out of the hair. One full wrap, gliding up and out, so that's 2 passes. Gliding up and out. This side is actually still a little bit damp, you can see, but we are going to go in our 4th, because we did 4 in the last one. Wrap it round, glide all the way to the ends, and then this time, without letting the hair slide out, and say like you've got shorter bits there that are falling out, just kind of introduce them back into the brush. We're wrapping all the way back down again this time. Unravel a little bit, grab that root, and then just twisting this brush out of the hair. Pin in and barrel curl fairly quickly. So 2 fingers underneath. Through the gap there. So our first two in, and let me spin around and show you what that looks like on the back. The back of the head tapers in, so it's fine to do two sections of the back here, but your back of your head is fully dry. You just brought everything round to the front. This is where we start to change it. As you move up your head does get wider. So next section, I always like to take level with the eyebrows. So I'm going to go kind of, arch of the eyebrow. And again, just going to take my two index fingers, meet at the back of the head here, and clip it out of the way. Also, you just want to check the width of that. To be fair, this is a very wide brush, but if your width kind of overspills the barrel, then you know that's not going to work. I guess it's like the same width as almost this previous curl, so that's going to be a side one. I'm going to have the same here, a little side one. We need a back one now because the head's kind of too wide to bring everything to the front. So I'm going to take my back one and do that in the right hand. I am right-handed, so I guess when I do style the back, I just feel slightly more comfortable when I use my right hand. So I'm going to go in, literally the same technique, wrapping one full wrap at the root, and we're gliding it all the way up and to the ends, okay? Try not look in the mirror now so you can actually do your one full wrap. Spend a bit of time at the root, all the way up and to the end. I really want to make sure the hair is fully dry over here, so you just spend it a little bit longer. I'm going to glide all the way up. Let me just check in the mirror just to check when I am at the ends of the hair. Then when I am at the ends, I'm going to wrap all the way back down again. Leave it here for a couple of seconds. Then unravel it slightly, pinch the root, and then unravel. Hold it up at the root. Two fingers behind, wrap that around, and then we should be starting to form what we call a brick layer pattern. So you've kind of got two at the back here, but then one in the middle of that. The sides, again here, they're going to be pretty much the exact same as these two, but they should be a bit easier now because you're reaching round a little bit to the back. Section, take the clip out, and we're going to the recession point. So we're going to go round this time, whereas before I guess we were going horizontally. Now, because the head is curving round and it's a round shape, naturally it's going to start forming more of a horseshoe section rather than like a horizontal line. And what we're going to do again is exactly the same as what we had before. So we've got a side section each, then a back section as well. That's quite a large back section actually. Let me just show you what that looks like at the back. So I'm going to split that into two. This one with my right hand because it's on this side, and the other one with my left hand. So I'd say all of my first pass, I guess I just like to go all the way through to the end without wrapping the hair around the barrel, just to kind of detangle the hair as well first of all. And then on my second pass, then I'll go in, wrap that round only once. I think if you do it any more than once, you've got almost a bit too much tension on the hair, and it's harder to then glide the brush out. But hopefully you can see that the brush glides so easily through the hair. I don't think many people at all need to worry about it getting stuck or getting caught, because it is so big, the barrel, and the bristles are quite long. That helps to not get it stuck and caught in the hair. Overall, as you're using it, you just really want to take your time. I think the more you take your time and just ensure that every single section is dry, you're going to find you get through the whole head of hair faster. Whereas I feel like if you're rushing and then the hair isn't actually kind of properly dry, you're going back through, and overall it just takes more time, I think. That's fully dry. And on my hair, I'd say I have like medium density hair. I'm doing 4 passes. And hopefully you can also see with the amount of products I put in as well, my hair isn't sticky, it isn't crispy or anything as the hair's dry. It actually just looks really soft. Struggling with the glide, it does feel a little bit tuggy in your hair and the tension's a bit too much. You can see it's more narrow here but more wide here. When it's more narrow, you've got more tension. If you're struggling to get it to glide, just make sure the brush is kind of the wider part is pointing towards your mirror, and that allows for much smoother glide. Now let me show you what we've got. So this is this side, this is what the back inhabit side. You can see we've got that back pattern, so we've got one in the middle there, but then you have to split and go 2 in the middle here, but we're going to go back to 1. And now all we've got to work with is this top horseshoe section. I always like to brush this bit forwards just so it's all nice and smooth. What we're going to do is literally just start working in rows, and all of this is going to go backwards just for maximum amount of root lift. If you've got fringe or bangs and you want those to go forward, obviously this last section can go forward, but I'm going to do all of these back. Check the broom isn't too thick, that it's not going to dry, so don't take too thick of a section. We've got like a fairly straight line, twist that up, and check that out of the way. One pass all the way through, just to make sure you've got out any tangles, in at the root, and you've got one full wrap around the butt. We're just going to pause there, definitely allowing the roots to dry, then I'm gliding all the way up to the ends. Release out there, in at the root, one full twist. So you're kind of rotating the brush around in your hand to really get it in at the root, as well as then you're flipping this hair over and around. So this brush is rotating around, and then you wrap that around but only once. I think this is my 4th pass. It definitely feels dry at the root. Oh, I've turned it back. I'm going to wrap all the way back down again. Just leave it there for a couple of moments, and then pinch and unwind. Fingers behind. If you are going for maximum amount of root lift, when you are barrel curling, look how high that's sitting up on top of my head. And it's going to set with that amount of root lifting. Okay, that's probably too thick to go into one section, so I'm going to have to split that again. What I'm doing here, instead of actually just going directly upwards, I'm doing what we call over direction. So I'm actually bringing it forwards in the complete opposite direction. We actually want the hair to go backwards, but when you blow dry in the opposite direction, you're actually creating so much more volume into the hair, instead of going up, which is kind of just going to pull the hair a bit straight here. I'm just really creating that curvature in the hair right at the root and bringing it forwards instead. Done. Okay, let's switch off our Duet Blow Dry to hear me a lot better as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 from that top horseshoe section all around the sides. We're kind of working in that bricklayer pattern. And now what we want to do is leave it to cool down and completely set. And then I like to use a light hairspray, so I'm gonna grab the Kevin Murphy light session spray. I really like this one, it's so fine. Always when I'm at this stage, I know some people do prefer a heavy hairspray. The idea behind that is the more heavy it is and the more powerful, the more it's going to stay. But if you go too heavy, like a real heavy setting hairspray, it's just going to sit on top of these. Where we've added so much to kind of lightweight volume, it's actually just going to weigh it down. So I do always prefer to go for a lighter hairspray at this stage, just to set the hair in place. Also, I just like the hair to move. I don't like it to feel crispy and like literally just cemented to the head. So yeah, I do really like that one. I'm gonna wait about 10 minutes, then just double check that it's all cool, and then we are gonna take these pins out. Now for the part we've all been waiting for. We are gonna take these pin curls out. So we want to start off from the underneath, taking out the ones that went in first. Look at that volume, oh my god, so good. I'm going to take again the L'Oreal Professional Metal Detox Oil, just going to do a little pump and work that into my hands. And it is actually so lightweight, so don't be afraid of putting like oils or things like that through your hair, serums when it's dry. And then what I want to do is just rake my fingers through my hair just to break it up. So you're breaking up all of the sections. You don't want to see like any gaps in the hair. And I'm just kind of breaking up that cast of hairspray that's left when you kind of spray that over the top. Look at that, so nice. We really are left with that salon bouncy blow dry. You can literally feel the volume from the roots, but I definitely think this is the perfect combo and concoction for that volume. It's what I use in my blow dry. Again, I'll link that video down below, but I use these exact two products there, and I think that is just getting this ridiculous amount of root lift. It's so good, I love it. But yeah, hopefully you can see the hair is so smooth, it's so shiny, everything is fully dry, there's no damp areas at all. So yeah, I really do love this result. And actually I'm so glad I redid this video, did it slower, and obviously did both sides the same. I've barrel curled and pin curled both sides the same. And I didn't mean to kind of say at all for my previous video to come across as in like it was a super hard tool to use, but the last thing I want, because I think it can be really frustrating, is for me as a professional hairstylist to come on and say, look how easy this is and everyone can do it. And I would never just want to missell something, pull the wool over people's eyes. So I just wanted to be completely honest and say I feel like some people might struggle with it, and I still will stand by that. I still think some people would, but for those of you who are more confident styling your hair and you have a play around with it, it is a great tool. Don't forget it comes with this little brush, so you can see just how much hair Duet Blow Dry has kind of pulled out of my head. It's a fair amount. So just bear that in mind. Every time you use it, I would always clean the brush, because what's going to happen is that hair is just going to build up around the brush, and when you have like a thick wad of hair, loose hair around the brush, you're actually not really getting all of that heat on your hair, so it's going to kind of stop working as effectively. And I did talk last time also about kind of the product buildup on the brush. Maybe you can start to see that, but yeah, it's a little bit flaky and a little bit product buildup. Just take a damp cotton wool bud, go in between those, maybe use some micellar water, something like that, just to clean any product off of the brush. Yeah, it's just going to help the longevity of your tool and to keep creating amazing results like this. And this is what the back of the hair looks like And I would definitely stand by the fact that if you want your results to be lasting you a couple of days, definitely barrel curl it, pin curl it, because as you can see, it isn't exactly a curl. It doesn't give you a curl shape. It is just that nice amount of bounce and volume and body. Once you are doing this and you've done it on freshly washed hair, I personally would want this to last for definitely the next day, or ideally like the next 2 days, especially long, especially thick hair. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, a more in-depth, a more longer version, kind of chatting the whole way through. Let me know what you thought of it, and let me know any other videos you might want in this kind of style where I chat the whole way through. I would love it if you liked, subscribed, and I'll be seeing you next week for lots more hair tutorials and hair care tips. Bye guys.